Hey guys, my name's Kevin. Obviously, friends with David for God seems forever, and he sent me some questions. You guys said you can't really see it, but let's see. The first question says, "Would you like to travel to Mexico? Yes, no, and what do I know about Mexico?" I've been to Mexico. I've been to Ciudad Juarez. A little bit of tequila was involved in that, but I mean, I spent I think like 2 nights there. But I would love to go to Mexico again. I had a lot of fun and I like the food. Let's see, oh God, what do I know about Mexico? I mean, I know a lot, I guess. Obviously, probably not as much as you guys, but I mean, I know everything from like the political situation is probably more or less what I've focused on. Because my area of study in school is primarily international relationships. Sorry, that's my dogs. Hey, no. And so the political situation. God, I mean, like, there's really like one political party. There was a little temporary part where you guys had two presidents under a different one, and then kind of reverted back to the old system. Um, I know there is some issues with crimes being unsolved. I mean, but just like, I mean, there's like a lot of random things I know, and a lot of things that I've heard, but may not necessarily be true. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Oklahoma's who their morals and the way of thinking? They are I would refer to them as backwards. Um, in Mexico, the majority of your population is going to be Catholic, whereas in Oklahoma they're considered evangelical Christians, and they believe in forcing people to live their very weird brand of Christianity, and it causes a lot more harm than it does good. And they do things that are counterintuitive for the population because their version of the Bible tells them to do otherwise. And so when you do something like that, you alienate the portion of your population that is not of that belief system, and you tell them that they aren't worthy of being recognized if they don't follow that same process. So I'd say the morals are backwards because they follow a very strict interpretation of their botched form of Christianity, if that makes any sense to you. So, but that's why I moved. I'm no longer in Oklahoma. Let's see. Why did I join the military? I don't know how the education system works in Mexico, but in the United States it costs thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to school. The average student will leave school with 50,000 United States dollars in debt. And one way to get out of that is if you join the military. The military will pay for your education, and that's mainly why I did it. Also wanted to get away. I was told I get to see the world, and I really didn't. I mean, I got to go to South Korea, which is amazing, and that actually leads me into a question a little down the line. Let's see. Do you know the impact on Mexico if Donald Trump were to... He's not going to become president. There is no way. And you guys really only have the one political party over there. We have two main political parties here. Each one holds about 30% of the electorate. So the Republican, which is where Donald Trump comes in, he is 30% of the country, and he only gained about 50% of the votes, so which means he's got about 15% of the vote. And that's only, the people who are able to vote, that do vote, not including the people that don't vote, which we have a terrible problem with people not voting in the United States. So, I mean, we've had a net negative amount of migrants coming from Mexico. So, I mean, it's it's not exactly the picturesque version that they would like to paint. It's not the best country in the world, and no wall is going to go up because there's no way to afford a wall. And how is he going to make Mexico pay for it? He's an idiot, and most people know this, and most people understand this. So he only holds 15% of the electorate vote as of right now, and then he's not going to have the support to win the general election, and even if he does, he doesn't have enough support from anyone else to really get anything he says he's going to get done. The same. Do you think that Donald Trump has the opportunity? No, once again, I mean, he does it mainly because he doesn't hold, he's got a very populist or nationalistic view, and that's just not who we are as a people. And he's not going to, because I think he scares more Americans than people willing to admit. And then the only people that support him are the unintelligent, which he has quoted saying that he prefers unintelligent people, and they're easy to manipulate. And I'm sorry, by the way, my little sister, her boyfriend, are playing downstairs. And so, he likes the uneducated. He likes people he can manipulate, people who get angry. He likes racists, and which is stupid. I mean, if you think about it, even the U.S. federal government considers Latinos white, so it doesn't make any sense. It's just flat out ignorance. Let's see. Why did I travel to South Korea? I was actually stationed there with the United States military. Let's see. I lived there for a year, about 3 hours south of Seoul. Let's see. The most interesting thing I saw in South Korea, I went to the Samsung factory, which was awesome, and I love to cook. And they have the kitchen of the future is what they had in South Korea, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And this was back in 2009, and this technology still isn't even out yet. And it's 7 years later now, so that was really cool. And one thing that really threw me off is there were children like 5 and 6 years old walking down the street, and that was really weird to me. But their crime rates were super low. Was it difficult to live in South Korea? Not at all. They were very friendly. Their food is fantastic. And I'm not very tall. I stand at 5'8", which is 68 inches. So that's roughly a little over, it's like, 150 centimeters? Is that right? No, that's too short. And then usually we have scoreboard and we give points to everybody we play. Close to 180, I think. Let's see, so that was cool. I was taller than most of the people there. Is that the only one? That's the only one. Yeah, I mean, at the time I learned a lot of words. Like 감사합니다 means thank you, or yeah, I mean, it's pretty the only one I remember. And I remember the foods, I guess, because I still make some, and I'll go to Korean restaurants and talk to Koreans and stuff like that. Would I return to Korea? Absolutely, I would live there. It was fun. They were polite. The food was fantastic. It's an amazing culture. Their heritage is just so rich and diverse. It's awesome. Just learning about, even the Korean conflict with between the North and the South. You want to give someone else your heart? I feel like you want to keep them. Okay, what do you think about the LGBT? I'm not going to pretend to know what TTI stands for. We just usually refer to it as LGBT. And the respected rights in the United States. This is a complicated issue here. Obviously, being a gay man myself, and I've noticed a lot of different things, and especially in Oklahoma and Texas, in the southern states, the Trump-supporting states. They, in the United States, we used to value freedom. We not so much anymore. And they feel like they want to control your life. And if they're not controlling your life, they're failing as a Christian, and their God is going to kill you. And I don't know, it's in the northern half of the states, you're fine and dandy, you're great. In the southern half, not so much. And you still have the people in those northern states that don't care, and they will do you harm. And sometimes you have to worry about getting attacked. And it's still, according to the United States government, it's still considered a mental disability. So, and you're not a protected class. So, I could get jumped for being gay, and I could be murdered, but I wouldn't be. My killers would get charged with murder, but not the hate crime. The hate crime is what changes that, to different classifications for punishments. So, there's still a lot of things that need to be worked out, and it's getting there. And, as the older generations die out, it's going to be a little bit more peaceful, I think. So, have you seen any companies' advertisements that focus on them? Only during the time of May and June, because they're the gay pride months, and so you have different advertisements. So all these companies that are we're doing this. Of course, then you have Sears or Target that'll post two gay couples or raising children, and so really no, except for this time of year. What language do you speak? I can speak 3. My proficiency in English and German are a little bit better than they are in English or Spanish, but I can speak Spanish. Obviously not as well as you guys can speak English. And David makes fun of my accent, so I try not to speak very much. Let's see. Of course, I've never been to the Capitol, and David will tell you this: my ultimate end game is to work in a consulate or an embassy. And, if that's Mexico or if that's, Spain, Canada, Germany, England, that'd be really cool. But, also, it sucks when, I talk to someone like David, and I've never actually met him. And so it'll be really cool. And I'm trying to get him to come to Florida next year. And then go to Disney World and Universal Studios, but he doesn't think Harry Potter is cool, so I think that's going to pose some issues. But if you guys have any problems or questions, feel free to have him contact me, and I will either email them to you or anything you need. Okay? Have a good day, guys.